Yo, what is up guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and today we have a new video. Today we're going to be taking a look at some FIFA 19 Player of the Month prediction candidates and all that stuff for August. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at a couple players. I'm actually going to be using some FIFA 18 cards, not the FIFA 19 cards, because personally, I'm not that talented at designing just yet on Photoshop to the point where I can make stuff from scratch and make it look all nice and pretty. So I can't make any FIFA 19 template cards, unfortunately, and all that stuff for Player of the Month. But I'm sure there are other people who have gone ahead and done that. So we're just going to be doing the FIFA 18 cards. We have a couple players. Premier League has been great thus far. Go check out my Team of the Week predictions for yesterday, which was uploaded yesterday for this week, actually. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, we're gonna get straight into this. If you guys could drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it. Turn your notifications on. It's the bell next to the subscribe button. Sorry for hitting the mic. I just felt like I hate you guys. And yeah, I upload every single day, 4 a.m. PST, 12 p.m. UK. So yeah, make sure to tune back in every single day. And yeah, let's get into it. So we're going to be taking a look at about 7 players, I believe it is today, and we are going to start off from the back. One of the lower contenders. Wow. One of the least likely contenders to win it. I would say he's around the bottom of the list just because of the result and how it has gone as of late. First of all, we have Paul Pogba, who, if he does get the Player of the Month, which I'm not too sure unless United have a great game against Spurs, it looks like he's going to be getting a very nice rating on his Player of the Month. It's going to be, wait, why don't I have it right here? I should have it right here. There we go. Okay, you should see it on the screen already, by the way. It's an 89 rated Player of the Month card, and he is towards the bottom of the list because, well, they won against Leicester 2-1 in their first week game, and then in their second week game, they played against Brighton, and they lost 3-2, as we all know, which I'm not even surprised about, to be honest, but he scored a penalty, and he scored a penalty in both games, I believe it is. So he scored 2 goals, got no assists, and got 1 man of the match. His rating is pretty low when you average it between the 2 games as well. So I personally don't think it's going to be him that gets the Player of the Month. So yeah, he is the first one that we did have. Now next up we have a player who I'm not too sure how he is going to he's towards the bottom of the list as well. Probably as good as Pogba, if not a bit worse. Probably a bit higher just because he has the better win rate and all that stuff. So we have Pedro, who actually has a very nice card with great pace, shooting and dribbling. Would be great for the start of the game. A very cheap player that's probably going to be very OP. Excuse me, but he has 2 goals, 1 man of the match, and he has won both his games. Chelsea have won both their games. They won their first game against Huddersfield 3-0, and then their second game against Arsenal, they won 3-2 in a game that I personally think Arsenal kind of threw away. But yeah, Arsenal have not had a very good start to the season after facing Manchester City and Chelsea. Now next up, I personally think if this wasn't kind of like the Ballon d'Or or the best FIFA the best thing, and if it wasn't really much of a popularity contest, I would give it to this player just because it's so difficult, especially from a fullback position, to get those goal contributions, especially against a team that they played, one of the teams that they played against. First of all, Mendy is going to be one of our Player of the Month candidates, and he did win his first game against Arsenal in the first week 2-0. I believe he got both assists in that game, and then they won 6-1 against Huddersfield, and he did get another assist. So he has 3 assists in total, no goals and no man of the match ratings, but he has been very solid, and he kept 1 clean sheet, nearly 2 clean sheets. If he kept 2 clean sheets, that would have been fantastic. But Benjamin Mendy is our front runner for the defenders for the Player of the Month contenders. Now, next up, we have about the 3rd player we're talking about. Yeah, I believe it's the 3rd player, 4th player we're talking about. There we go. We actually have Callum Wilson, who has been very, very good for Bournemouth. Luckily, I actually put him in my fantasy team, which is great because that means I'm getting way more points than I really should. But if this card is released as a Player of the Month, then this card will be fantastic, no doubt, and he will be very good. So far, he has 2 goals, 1 assist, and 1 man of the match. They won 2-0. Bournemouth won 2-0 against Cardiff, and then they won 2-1 against West Ham, which was a very, very important game for them. And Bournemouth had to have fantastic start to the season, in my opinion. And Callum Wilson, he's a great player, and I definitely think he's going to be one of the contenders to win it. We are going to have to see how Bournemouth do play against Everton. And speaking of Everton, we're going to get into that in just a sec. So we have another Manchester City player. Of course, Manchester City are absolutely killing it. Kevin De Bruyne. Why did I just roll my R? Kevin De Bruyne did get injured, and it looks like he's out for 2 months. I actually had him on my fantasy team, which means I kind of have problems now because Mina is on my bench as well. He's not playing. Bernard's on my bench and he's not playing. And I have De Gea who's conceding 3 goals. So whatever. This is not about my fantasy team. It's not about my patheticness in that. We're going to talk about Aguero, who basically has gotten 3 goals and 1 man of the match, no assists so far. They won 2-0 against Arsenal, and then they won 6-1 against Huddersfield, as they did say for Benjamin Mendy, and they have 1 more game against Wolves. So if Aguero can absolutely tear the Wolves defense up, then, well, Aguero's probably going to win Player of the Month, because I would say he has one of the easier games, but at the same time, the other 2 contenders are a bit more ahead of him, and you guys will see why. So in my opinion, this first and second place, maybe even the top 3 are kind of contested at this moment in time. I'm not too sure who is going to be at the front runner. I think Richarlison most likely is one of the top dudes. But so far for second place, I'm going to say, at least for now, or the second player we're going to be talking about before we talk about the last player. I'm going to put it like that. We have Richarlison, who has an 83. 83? Did I make him 83? I'm not too sure. What do I have him as? I have him as an 84. Yeah, very good card actually, with great pace, dribbling, shooting, and physical and all that stuff. He's very tall as well, which is very nice. But he has 3 goals, no assists, and 2 man of the matches so far from 2 games. He got the man of the match in Wolves. They tied 2-2, and he did score 2 goals in that game. And then he did score another goal in the win against Southampton for Everton, which was a very good game for him as well. So he has been playing great, in my opinion. If he keeps it up against Bournemouth, it's literally going to be in between Wilson and Richarlison to see who can go ahead and battle it out for Player of the Month. But if Wilson scores a brace or something, or a hat-trick just out of nowhere, then Wilson's going to take it. But yeah, we will have to see. And then, of course, we have, last but not least, we have Sadio Mane, who would be a very, very good card to have at the start of FIFA 19, as I said. But yeah, it looks like he's going to be an 88 rated left winger, how I said, or I think he's going to be. But basically, Liverpool won 4-0 against West Ham, a very good start for them. And then they won 2-0 against Crystal Palace. Mane got the second goal in the Crystal Palace game towards the end of the game when Crystal Palace were going all-out attack. And they basically counterattacked. Mane got the tap-in. Not really tap it, but he passed the keeper and then tapped it in, which isn't really tapping, but still, it's still tapping, but it's not a tapping, you know what I mean. But yeah, he has been playing very well, and I think that goal against Crystal Palace was a very, very, very helpful goal for him towards the Player of the Month. So if he hadn't gotten that, he probably would be behind Wilson, to be honest. But Mane has been great so far for Liverpool, scoring 2 goals in the first game and 1 goal in the second game. So if he can do something against Brighton, which I wouldn't see why Liverpool can't beat Brighton. Don't get me wrong, Manchester United lost to Brighton, so I'm not too sure. So it depends. Are Liverpool going to choke, or are Liverpool going to step up, and is Mane going to get the Player of the Month? But yeah, guys, this is where I will end the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this Player of the Month kind of prediction video. What I think I'm going to be doing over the next couple of days is taking every single individual Player of the Month that I predicted here, so you guys can come back to this video hopefully later in the week, and I will tell you guys kind of requirement predictions and stuff you can invest in probably FIFA 19, because I'm pretty sure this Player of the Month is going to be out for FIFA 19. I'm not too sure, something like that. It might be out FIFA 18. I don't know, but I think it's going to be FIFA 19. Okay, so yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this video. I'll see you guys next video. Have a nice day.